Hi guys. So we are at the beginning. We are ready to start the fourth week. It's moving right along, almost halfway there. So this week we will have two chapters, and there's one little switch than a switch up than what was on the syllabus. So week 4 we will have chapter 6 and chapter 7. We will have a discussion post. Actually, two discussion posts. So a discussion post 6 and a discussion post 7 about two different things that go with the chapters. And then I know it was scheduled to have the module exam this week, but we're going to go ahead and switch that to next week. I did this with my last 8 week and it seemed to work out a little bit better so that you don't have so many things on 1 week. So for this week, you need to read chapter 6, which is deviance and crime, and chapter 7, which is class and stratification in the United States. The other thing on the syllabus is we will not be doing chapter 8. It's stratification. I think, it's global stratification. And once we go through stratification in the United States, it's just kind of like the same thing globally. So we don't do that one. Yeah, so after you read chapter 6 and 7, if you watch the lecture, if you choose to watch the lecture, it doesn't matter if they're easier for you, that's good. If you don't, that's fine too. So review the PowerPoints for chapter 6 and 7, complete discussion 6 and 7, everything 6 and 7 this week. Make sure that your initial post is by Wednesday, and then I want to make sure that I reiterate, a lot of people are, you're doing really good with discussion posts, but some people are doing an amazing first post and then they forget to do the second one. So whether you set an alarm on your computer, you set an alarm on your phone, just make sure that you go back and respond to someone. Also, for some of you guys, I've been putting the rubric on there. If you need to see the rubric, it's in the syllabus for discussion posts. It's not fair of me to give everyone 10 points if you just, do a sentence initially and then you put "I agree" to a fellow student, when some people really put a lot of thought and preparation and discussion posts. And you don't have to write a book and you don't have to write a paper, but I want to know that you're understanding what the post is about, that you're able to, some of the information that you might have gotten from the book or the PowerPoint, that you can, say, okay, I see where this is relevant. And your post to a fellow student does not have to be as long as your initial post, but it has to be more than "I agree." And you can look at that rubric if you want to make sure that you're doing the right amount. Because discussion posts, as much as they're kind of a pain sometimes, they're good for online. You guys can discuss with each other if you want to. You can go further and just discuss into one other student, but they are required for online classes because you guys are not able to interact because you're online. So after you do your 2 discussion posts, then you have the complete the chapter 6 quiz. And that is just over what we have learned in chapter 6. And like I said, that makes this week look a little bit weird on the syllabus, but I'm trying to stay as closely as I can to this. So yeah, you have the 3 assignments, which are the discussion posts and the quizzes. And then just know that next week is our module 2 exam, and that is over 4, 5, and I think it's 4 through 7, maybe. I think that's how it works out, since we cut out one of those. Yeah, but as long as you're staying up to date and looking through the PowerPoints, knowing what's on each chapter, if you reviewed the PowerPoints and you know what's on each one, when you do take an exam, you need to know the information. But if you get stuck, you need to know which chapter it's in and what PowerPoint to look on. And that's looking through the PowerPoints and reading the chapters is going to help you immensely when it comes to that. The time for exams, as you know, is not as long as the quizzes. So that's just for the fact that I don't want to use a lockdown browser. If I cut down on the time to make it the equivalent of what an in-person student would do, then I don't have to lock it down. So I think that's it. Just remember, after this week, you're halfway through. Yay. Yeah, it's gonna start getting really fast. We're gonna have Thanksgiving, and then after Thanksgiving, it's gonna seem like you have nothing left. So just stick with it. I know some people are kind of slacking on getting things in. So just make sure that you get them in on time. Make sure you leave yourself time enough. If you can't do assignments till the end of the week, just make sure you get them in by midnight on Friday. Our class, we all know by now, if you've read the syllabus, you can't come up to me and say, oh, I thought it was due Sunday, because everything in this class is due Friday. It says in the syllabus, we do it weekly. Yeah, just make sure you keep on top of that, because once you start getting behind in assignment, it's really hard to catch up, because you always know that there are 2 or 3 assignments in the next week, and it just can pile on top of you. So make sure you keep up to date with stuff. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. You can look at our agenda and make sure that you've got everything checked off the list and you get everything turned in. And that's it until next week. See you guys. Bye.